Hey, Miss Marion here. Go ahead and get out a piece of paper. We're going to go ahead and do some starter questions about inequalities. Make sure we remember how to do this. Again, we are actually doing this because we do have two end-of-level tests at the end of the school year. So go ahead and pause, answer these questions, and then come back to me. All right, remember that when we are solving inequalities, they are solved pretty much the same way as just solving equations. So because we have a positive 14, he wants to be on the other side with the 18. So we're going to subtract off 14 from both sides. So then we're going to have t greater than or equal to, and then 18 minus 14 is 4. So this is our answer. T is greater than or equal to 4. Number two again, we want to go ahead and have the negative 5 be over on the other side with his friend. Because it's negative, we're going to go ahead and add both sides. So then they have s is greater than, and then this negative 1 plus 5 is positive 4. Number three, the way that I like to look at it is that 2/3 is multiplying v. So then I'm going to divide by 2/3 on both sides to go ahead and find the answer. So then 6 divided by 2/3 is 9, greater than, and then 2/3 divided by 2/3, make a 1, has v by itself. And then if we were graphing, we want to go ahead and have the v on the left-hand side, the 9 on the right-hand side, and notice how on this one here it's pointing to the v. We're going to go ahead and point to the v up here. So v is less than 9. Number 4. Let's go ahead and divide by 14 on both sides because 14 and d are multiplying. So we have negative 84 divided by 14. So d is going to be greater than negative 6. So again, let's go ahead and get variables on one side, numbers on the other. For number 5, so I have a positive 2d. I like to go ahead and put all of my variables on the left-hand side. So I'm going to subtract off 2b. 3b minus 2b is 1b, and then less than or equal to negative 5. So the one thing about inequalities that we need to go ahead and remember is that, let's say I had negative 2x greater than or equal to 8. If I multiply or divide, it's only multiply or divide by a negative on both sides of the equation, then that is when I'm going to go ahead and flip my sign. So meaning that negative 2 divided by negative 2 is x. 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. And then again, because I divided by a negative on both sides, I'm going to flip that sign and get x is less than or equal to negative 4. And again, it's only multiply or divide by a negative on both sides of the equation. All right, let's go ahead and turn to page 137. Let's read the ICAD statements for lesson 11. I can find the distance between 2 points in a coordinate plane, and I can find the length of a diagonal line segment in coordinate plane. Go ahead and write a sentence on how you feel. Give yourself a number. So 1, I don't remember. 2, I kind of remember it. 3, I do remember. And then 4, I can teach it to my friend. So first of all, let's go ahead and turn to page 93. On page 93, you're going to see this question, and it says, Order the following pairs of coordinates from closest to farthest apart to be prepared to explain your reasoning. So we have to figure out how far apart these points are on the coordinate system. So go ahead and pause, answer that question, and then come back to me. All right, so first of all, let's talk about what is the distance between these first, and then we're going to go ahead and order them. So if we put 2, 4 on the number line and then 2, 10 on the number line, actually on the coordinate system, notice that the 2's are the same. So pretty much we need to figure out between 4 and 10. Well, how to go from 4 to 10? That distance is going to be a positive 6. Let's look at B. So we have negative 3, 6, 5, 6. So the 6's are the same. So pretty much we're going from a negative 3 to a positive 5. What is that distance between those? That's going to be 8. All right, looking at C, I go from negative 12, negative 12 to negative 12, negative 1. So notice how these 12s are the same. So I'm going to look at the y coordinate, and I have negative 12 to -1. What is that distance between those? That distance is going to be 11. Then D, let's go ahead and look at D. So 7, 0, 7, -9. These 7s are the same. So really what we're going to look at is 0 to -9. What is the distance between 0 and -9? Now remember, distance is a positive. It's how many steps are kind of in between those two. That number is going to be 9. And then, so 1, -10, -4, -10. So the -10s are the same. So how far is the distance? If I go from a 1 to a -4, that distance is going to be 5. Now it says order the pairs from the closest to the farthest apart. So which one is going to be first? That will be E. Next is going to be A. Next is going to be 8. Next is going to be D. And last of all is C. All right, so we're going to go ahead and on page 94, we're going to find the distances between the 3 points shown. So some of these are actually quite easy to go ahead and find, and then some of them are not. So what I'm going to do, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to let you guys go ahead and try it. So pause, figure what that is, and then come back to me. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead. It doesn't really matter where we start, but I'm going to go ahead and start with this part here. So notice how it's both of them are at -4. -14, but this one's at 9 and this one is at -3. So pretty much what we're looking at is what is the distance between -3 and 9. So distance between -3 and 9 is 12. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's find the horizontal side to side. So we're going to do this part. And again, notice how this is -14, -3. This one is 16, -3. So as far as the y kind of stuff, we're not really looking at that. We're going to look at the x's. And so we go from -3 all the way, we go from -14 all the way up to +16. So if we think about it, what would that distance be? Oh, that distance is going to be 30. So how do we find the distance between these 2 points? So one of the things I'm kind of noticing is that I have made a right triangle. So the blue lines actually come and they're perpendicular to each other. They make a right triangle. So what does that mean about the red line? The red line is actually our C, or our hypotenuse. How did we figure out what the distance were as far as the C if we have a right triangle? So remember, it was A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Does not matter which one is A or B, so we're going to have 12 squared plus 30 squared equals C squared. So our 12 squared is 144. Our 30 squared is 900. And that equals C squared. And we're going to add the 144. We're going to add both of them together. So that's 1044 is our C squared. And remember, we want to solve for C. How do we solve for C? Opposite of a square is a square root. So C is going to equal square root of 1044. And then we can, that's the exact distance, right? Because if we take the square root of 1044, it's a decimal. So the exact amount is the square root number. And then we can always round it to the nearest tenths, which is 32.3. So the distance is either one of these. So let's turn to page 95. On page 95, it says, which figure do you think has the longer perimeter? So let's just think about it. And then go ahead and just select one of these and figure out what the perimeter would be and kind of go through that process. So, so pause, answer that question, and then come back to me. So I'm going to focus on actually finding the perimeter of this triangle. And notice how I put right triangles around so we can figure out what those distances are. So let's go ahead and let's walk through this. So this one's the left one. We are going to go through the right one also. And let's go ahead and figure out what that distance will be. So notice how these are right triangles here. And then we can also find out what those distances are and go ahead and figure out what those are. All right, so notice how I labeled all of my different triangles, and we're going to go ahead and start with the different ones that are here. So, I'm going to start with this one here. So how would I find this one? So remember, that is across from the 90 degree, so that's my C. All right, so I went ahead and put those sides into the Pythagorean theorem and figured out 4 squared plus 6 squared. So it's 16 plus 36, which is 52. Took the square root of 52, and that's going to be about 7.2. So now I'm going to go ahead and try this one here. So I have my 6 and my 2, and again, I'm going to go ahead and put it into the Pythagorean theorem. All right, I went ahead and took that pieces of information. Notice how it's over here, okay? And 6 squared plus 2 squared, 36 plus 4, which is 40, square root of 40, and it is 6.3. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this last one. Again, across from the 90 degree is our letter C. And again, we're going to put it into the Pythagorean theorem to figure out what that letter C is. All right, notice how I put in 2 squared plus 4 squared, which is 4 plus 16, which is 20. Square root of 20 is about 4.5. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add all of these together. So 7.2, 4.5, 6.3. So 7.2, 4.5, let's put that one first. Plus 6.3, and then our answer is going to be 18. So that's the perimeter of the one on the left-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the one on the right-hand side. So again, we're going to go ahead and label all the different sides and then find the diagonal lengths and then go ahead and add those together. All right, here are the answers for the triangle on the right. And then notice how this perimeter is actually 19. So the one on the right is actually bigger compared to the one on the left. All right, let's go ahead and turn to page 96. What you're going to do is you are going to choose 2 of the groups of coordinate points. And you are going to go ahead and find the distance between those. So you can either pick the A group or the B group. And we're going to go ahead and figure out what those distances will be. Okay, and then you'll probably need to go ahead and have some graph paper if you need to go ahead and figure out what those out will be, and then go ahead and come back to me. So if you've done these, all of these distances should actually be equal to 10. And then it says, in your own words, write an explanation to another student for how to find the distance between any 2 coordinate points. And so I would say for the coordinate points, you want to go ahead and plot those points, draw a right triangle, and then find the distances of the right triangle and then put it into the Pythagorean theorem. So remember, using the Pythagorean theorem can go ahead and help us with finding that distance between that diagonal of the coordinate points itself. Make sure it's a right triangle is what you make to go ahead and figure out what those are. So go ahead and turn back to page 137. Go and read the ICAN statements. I can find the distance between 2 points in a coordinate plane. I can find the length of the diagonal line segment in the coordinate plane. Give yourself a sentence and then also a number about how you feel about it. So 1, I'm still confused. 2, I kind of got it. 3, I did get it. And then 4, I can teach it to my friend. We are doing practice problems lesson 11 for today. So make sure you log into Canvas and get those done. I hope you have a good day. Thank you. Bye.